Once you decide to venture into trading, you have to do everything humanly possible to become profitable. Okay, and that means you have to try different setups, different strategies, and see what works out best for you. So in this case, I just want to share a setup that I have been using for quite some time. I had not yet shared, and the setup is really working best for me. So I once said that the Airite Bullet is a multi-purpose robot that can actually be able to trade in so many different ways, and this is one of my best robots that we'll actually be using to trade in this specific setup. So, and the best volatility for this is 10 index. That's what I would always recommend. And in this case, the most important thing is risk management. So I'll just be staking $20 for these accounts. Then if I'm staking $20, your target profit should always be double your stake, or even something less than that. But in this case, let me just do $50. I will increase my stop loss. The most important, there is a part where the power of this robot lies. Okay, so I'll explain that in details. So market 1 will actually be trading over. So just click there and go to over. Then prediction digit is 3. So we'll be trading over 3. That is market 1. The moment we hit on a loss, the robot will switch to market 2, where we'll be making a recovery on under 5, like that. Then how will market 1 and market 2 interact? That's where the switch after condition comes in. So you just need to click here and select on recovery. What this means is that we'll be trading market 1, which is over 3. The moment we hit on a loss, we switch to under 5. Once we make a recovery, we switch back to over 3. So by default, you'll be trading over 3. We'll only be switching to under 5 for recovery. Okay, so we are done with the setup, but there is one more thing, what you call the multiplier delay. I'll set multiplier delay by 2. Okay, so what does the multiplier delay do? So in this case, we are actually staking. Our stake is $20. So in case we happen to lose our first trade, we'll only lose $20. In our second trade, we'll not apply the martingale. Instead, now our second trade, our stake will be 20. And since we are trading under 5, that means we'll only be able to recover our first loss, but without profits. But in case we happen to hit a second loss of $20, yeah, in case we happen to hit our second loss of $20, in our third trade, this is where we'll apply the martingale, where we'll be our next stake will be 20. So for the first and second trade, no martingale, the stake will still be the same. In our third trade, we'll stake 40. So once we stake 40, we'll win something close to 40. That means we'll have managed to recover our first and our second loss, but without profit. So the only disadvantage with this setup is that the moment you have to take, so you need to take so many contracts for you to make profit, because the moment we hit on loss and make recovery, we don't make any profit. So you have to take some extra contract, but that should not be an issue as long as by the end of the day you are profitable. So you don't need to do any analysis. Yeah, so I'll just click run and let's see what will actually happen. Okay, so the robot, I have actually taken a lot of time before executing, and okay, the first trade had already been executed, which was a win. Okay, let me confirm again. You need the moment you you do your trade setup, make sure you don't take so long before you execute, so that because if you take so long before you execute, it gonna automatically refresh. Okay, so I have already started my execution and the trade is a loss. So good recovery, amazing. So now we are trading over, that's over 3, that's a loss. We switch to under 5, good recovery. Then switch, that is over 3, that's a loss. Switch to under 5, that's a good recovery. Yeah, okay, that's a loss. Switch to under, That's a good recovery. And if you check, we are still recovering with the same stake. Now, in case, for example, this trade resulted into a loss, that's when we would have applied, the robot would have applied the multigun. So that's how we are able to make that is $71. We are actually targeting 50. It's a very simple. Washa tuendelee kidogo. Let's target some other $50. So like you just need to what is really happening here, like you may hit on a loss, like for example, that's another loss. I can actually see the martingale applied after the second loss. You can actually see that we didn't make any profit. Yeah, so it's actually a very simple setup, and actually you can actually see. So the idea is, don't set your TP so high, just set it as double your stake. Then you can do it repeatedly. You can do it a number of times. You can hit your first TP, hit your second TP, third TP. By the end of the day, you'll have hit your target profit. You can actually see, very simple. And you can actually see we made how much? We made 16,000 pole tu bila struggle yote. So the most important thing is, that is the setup. Just check the multiplier delay. Then we also have like we lose on over 3, then recover with another market. Very simple, very easy. Yeah.